Many men live with scars from their past that never really heal, and these scars often result in issues that spill over into other areas in life. The issues manifest in various ways. So, A Poem for Broken Boys explores the impact silence has brought into the lives of men. All right, so joining us here on the program, I've got two members from the cast of A Poem for Broken Boys. And I'm going to embarrass myself by saying that we haven't actually formally been introduced because you've just sat down. I know you were practicing performing. So please introduce yourselves to you and to your viewers and to myself.
All right, I'm Terrence.
Okay, you're Terrence.
And I'm Damien Horn.
And Damien.
Yes.
All right, and you form part of this cast. So we talk about men being very, very sort of uncomfortable with facing their issues, but this is to get over it. How do you plan on doing this, or how does it do that? Talk to me about that.
Well, the aim is to start a conversation. So the game of the play is to talk about the issues that men deal with, but in a way that provides a platform to deal with the issues, to talk about the hurts of their past and the things that they've experienced.
Yeah.
So that's the goal.
So that's really what it's about. What's it been like for you to be a part of something like this?
It's been a healing process for me personally. Some of the stories and the storyline that you hear throughout this play, some of it directly affects and is similar to my life story as well. And it was written by Terrence and a lot of his life story. And so being a part of it, I connected with it, and it's opened up healing for me. And so we believe the play will do the same thing for other people.
So let's talk about it. Terrence, let's talk about your life. What happened? What's it all about? And obviously motivated you to write this play.
Yeah, well, I grew up in the inner city of Nashville, Tennessee, in the U.S. At the age of 12, my mother had died of HIV. My father had left years before that. I was sexually abused as a child a few times. And so the play deals with that brokenness that happens of losing your innocence as a child, and your father not being there, and things that seem to be a through line, and not just in American culture, but around the world. And so we deal with that topic and talk about my process, and because of that brokenness as a child, how as a man I became wounded, and so the issues that spilled out because of that brokenness that I never talked about. I never talked about the abuse. You never talk about the struggles that you have that stem from that abuse. Yeah. So the play is about that, and how the different men carry it in different ways, and the struggle looks different for everybody.
Yeah. You know, the reality is that you find women open up a lot more, and women talk about these things, and we'll cry about it, and crying is a natural thing for us. Right. But for men, it isn't the most natural thing. Right. Have you found yourself crying through this process?
Well, I think the process, it definitely has happened. You know, there's been times in rehearsals and even after rehearsals where those things kind of hit home for you. But we've grown up in a culture that teaches us to be, as men, to kind of hold in those emotions and to be tough and to be strong and not allow those to come out, which a lot of times mask that brokenness that's in there. And so this kind of is a play that kind of says to shatter all of those thoughts and say, hey, it's okay to be open about these things. It's okay to tap into your feelings and those kind of things.
Yeah. What are the reactions from audiences that watch this?
The reactions have been broad, impactful. We've had audiences where you just hear people weeping. And then you hear people say, thank you, we needed this. Yeah. And then from the male point of view, it gives a place of them being able to open up and talk about, I had the same experience. This happened to me too. Females are like, now I can see my husband, I can see my brother in a different way. It helps me to understand what he's gone through. It helps me to understand why he is the way he is. Yeah. And that's really what we want. The response has been overwhelmingly great.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well, you must have taken this to many countries around the world. I mean, bringing it to South Africa as well is a big thing for you.
Yeah.
Where have you put this on with this production?
This is actually our first country outside of the U.S.
You're joking.
Yeah, I'll actually live here. My wife is South African. So.
Okay, so you're living here at the moment.
Yeah.
So you've done this in the States, and now you're doing it in South Africa.
Yeah.
So, okay, but give us some details. Where is it going to be shown?
It's going to be at Joburg Theater.
Okay.
April 12th, 3:30. Yeah.
One performance only?
We're trying to squeeze another one in there while the guys are here. We're headed to Cape Town, actually, after we leave here.
Yeah.
And then we're trying to squeeze some more time in Joburg.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I do hope so. Because, I mean, this is something that I suppose you want to reach a lot of people.
Yeah.
If you possibly can do that, which is absolutely incredible. Well, I wish you the best. I know that you guys are going to be performing for us, so you can actually get that at the break. Okay, I'm getting some breaking news in my ear at the moment, so I'm focusing on you, and I'm looking here as well, which is quite sad news, actually. I'm believing that one of our soccer players, Richard Henyukani, died in a car accident overnight. So we're just getting the news coming through right now. We will find out a little bit more during this break that we're going to take very, very quickly. But if you have not heard the news, Richard Henyukani passing away in a vehicle accident last night, another one of our super performers. So let's just find out a little bit more detail. And also, we're going to get our guys up and ready to perform. And you can see an excerpt from A Poem for Broken Boys showing at the Joburg Theatre, April the 12th. Book your tickets, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and more details to follow after this. Stay tuned.